It's me again. Today we're reacting to 3 after hours Star Wars videos for May the 4th, which is also Happy May the 4th. I know I've seen these before, so I may not have much to say, but if I do, I'll bring it up.
The logistics of warp speed, no?
The tactical stupidity of putting your base on a monster-filled ice planet.
Lando Calrissian as an ideal version of Machiavelli's prince. No to both.
Okay, something about Star Wars.
Jawas as a metaphor for the Armenian genocide. Somehow. No. That's a good idea. No, it's not.
If it's possible to have sex with someone across the room using only the Force.
Sub-question, is that technically cheating if you're in a relationship when it happens?
No.
Okay, so what specifically?
Michael wants to talk about Star Wars, but he's making us guess the exact aspect. How improbable it is that Imperial crew members have British accents.
Something about how Chewie can fly a ship like a man but doesn't have to wear pants like an animal.
That was enough.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. My wiener is...
women.
Nailed it. Okay, Soren and Dan.
And I'll say this now, these are not kid appropriate.
That you wanted to grow up to be? Role models?
Han Solo drives an awesome spaceship, gets the girl, badass space cowboy for hire.
Yeah, but Han's off the table.
Okay, Luke, you grew up on a farm in poverty, but through training and discipline, you learned to be one of the most powerful men in the universe. It's the American dream.
Tatooine dream. But Luke's out, too.
Yoda, he's wise and badass despite an unfortunate baldness.
Obi-Wan, he's an immortal Jedi Knight.
Akbar, he's wily.
Boba Fett.
Now, Katie, what Star Wars character did you want to grow up to be?
Leia.
And Leia's off the table. You can't think of anybody
No, I
because
can't.
literally every other female character is a dancing space alien.
Yikes.
In Star Wars, a boy can grow up to be a knight or a wizard, but if you're a girl, you have one good role model, one good, sexy role model. But you better be born a princess or good at space hooking, because those are your options. Or you could be Luke's Aunt Beru, but what did she ever do? And if you say she murdered the Emperor's son or brought Jesus to the Jawas or any other frickin' thing that starts with in the extended universe.
Okay, let's name all of the women in the Holy Trilogy. Daniel?
Leia, Beru, Jabba's bluish slave girl, the formerly animatronic, currently CG Max Rebo singer, and woman who gives the rebels their instructions in Return of the Jedi, whatever her name is.
The majority of those being strippers. That's like 3.5 women across 3 movies.
I watched 3.5 women strip. Still better than just one black guy in the entire universe.
What about Vader's voice?
Touche. 1.5.
I'd watch 1.5 black men strip.
Don't say that.
I'm sorry, we just gonna pretend like Dan doesn't know the name of the other character?
The point being, Lucas.
He's sexist. His ideal government would be a phallocracy.
Phallocracy? Is that what France has?
Phallocracy. It's a government that's run exclusively by men.
So, George Lucas's ideal future, you've got all these species and races living harmoniously. Jawas, Ewoks, fish monsters, people,
Yeah.
all working together, but almost no women. Does George Lucas want to get rid of women?
Well, he might not want to get rid of them, but he certainly does have some profound issues with women.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
You put up Leia as a good role model, but even she is a terrible role model.
Whoa. Leia kind of kicks a lot of ass.
Yeah, she's all feisty and gold boobs.
True, but let's talk about Jedi for a second.
She saves Han and Jedi.
In the middle of a rebellion she is leading because, oh, that's right, 2 movies ago, the Empire blew up her home planet.
How does that not command your respect and or arouse?
Thwarting the Empire, crushing evil, avenging her home planet, all of this took a back seat so she could waste time on this impossibly convoluted plot to break Han out of Jabba's. Ooh, it sucks that my home planet got destroyed, but I'm over that now. I'm nothing without my man.
That's a good Leia.
What if George Washington had abandoned his troops to go on a side mission to rescue Martha during the Revolutionary War?
Did that happen? You're the only one that would know.
Wait, wasn't that what The Patriot was about?
Yes, she goes to rescue her boyfriend, but he's part of the rebellion. She's not turning against her gender.
No? Remember, Leia wasn't the only slave girl at Jabba's.
True. There were 2 or 3 more.
90% of Lucas's female cast.
And what does Leia do after she gets Han out?
Blows up the palace! Oh!
And everyone in it, including Jabba, and yes, all of those poor slave girls.
She invaded a kingdom, stole his property, and destroyed Jabba. She's a terrorist.
Was Jabba a king?
Hut. He's a hut. Is Hut not a... Do we not have Huts in
I think
society?
he's just a crime boss, like the slime godfather.
Greedo Corleone.
He's right.
That wasn't a point.
No, Daniel. Leia abandons her people to stand behind her man, a lying, rude, rightfully imprisoned thief.
Vintage Han.
And once he's safe, it's all eat shit, slave girls. You get to die chained to the corpse of a big slug and salacious
Oh, and I
rum.
And she
get ads,
is
so there may be
Luke's
ads
only
between the
female
true
character.
videos.
Abandons her people, gets kidnapped, and needs to be rescued by a bunch of men, like a cliche damsel in distress. Great role model, Lucas. You know, it might not actually hold up. Mon Mothma wasn't a stripper.
I knew you knew her name.
We all knew he knew her name.
Why would you pretend not to know it? What benefit does that
Well,
give
I
you?
wanted to be able to bring it out when it was like, ooh.
Yeah, was it worth it?
Right.
I mean, giving that at the last second there?
Turns out, no.
When everything on the IHOP value menu is just $6, you can go all out. Because eggs, bacon, and fluffy pancakes are just $6 every day. And OMG, there's a new
Really?
BLT.
An unskippable
and
ad?
fries. Celebrate every day for just $6 with the IHOP value menu.
There we are.
No Star Wars.
But it's Star Wars Day.
May the 4th of May be with you.
And also September.
I just think that Star Wars is racist is a pretty short conversation. I mean, you could cut together a montage of all of the offensive stereotypes.
This is your humble servant.
I sold that.
That's not all communication.
If you had nothing fucking better to do. Not to mention that the only black people in the series are the traitor, the villain, this one guy, and
And I
this
can
other
say
guy.
there are
Did you just refer to
3 of
Samuel L.
them.
Jackson as this other guy?
Oh, no, I actually forgot he was in it.
Oh, who cares? We did it. So what? Star Wars is racist. We know. Bye.
Thanks, Daniel. Great conversation. Rich topic.
This was a short one.
I'm not talking about racial stereotypes in Star Wars. I'm talking about the oppression and enslavement of an entire people in Star Wars. A shiny, happy people.
This is such a drag.
Or a whiny, crappy people. Shut up, droids. I'm tired about droids. Shut up.
Okay, everybody knows that the droids are essentially slaves. I mean, they're round up, restrained, shipped vast distances, sold for manual laborers to masters. I really don't think that I need to keep going. Is this conversation already over too?
Besides, there are human slaves in the prequels. I would say that droid slaves are a step up. Maybe even a step up to the streets. Anyway, droids aren't people. They don't have souls.
I call Bantha shit on that. This is a space fantasy about magic bugs that communicate with a mystical force inside trees and rocks and everything. You're telling me that 2 best friends with emotions and personalities don't have souls?
Nah, they're programmed to have personalities, just like you're programmed to be the way that you are and somehow not notice it.
But why program them to have emotions? What good are emotions? Except for droids. What good are emotions for droids? I know why we have them.
It helps people and robots connect and understand each other, strengthening relationships and leading to more efficient work.
More efficient slave work. They're slaves. And they're programmed to be fine with it. They're not mistreated. They want to work.
Oh, but they are mistreated. C-3PO and R2 stroll into a cantina full of f***ing monsters, f***ing freaks, and they, the nice, helpful ones, are refused service. There's a guy with balls on his face in the middle of the day, and he's allowed to drink there?
We don't serve their kind here.
It's not like they're gonna order a drink. It's a droid. No one has to serve them anything, George.
Daniel, who the f*** cares?
Exactly the point.
Nobody worries about upsetting a droid.
Nobody ever worries. Nobody ever cares.
Don't be silly, Daniel. I cares.
Nobody. Even though they played an integral part in the Clone Wars, and even though they were owned/made by the second most dangerous person in the galaxy, in the original trilogy, nobody recognizes R2 and 3PO because to the galactic population, all droids look alike. Also, they torture droids. They torture humans.
Okay, but why torture tortured droids, though. You don't need to convince them of anything. You don't need to get information out of them. If you want to, you just open them up and tweak. Or take. I mean, why make them feel pain?
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
And furthermorely, why would you program them to scream like that?
They didn't always feel pain. Remember, in episode 2, Attack of the Boba Fett's, C-3PO gets torn apart in that hilarious and very necessary robot factory sequence, and he doesn't feel a twinge of pain. Just puns.
I'm quite beside myself.
Just twinges and twinges of puns.
Okay, so they didn't program them to feel pain until later?
That would explain why 3PO's so afraid in the original trilogy, or the Orig Tridge, as I've just now decided to call it for the rest of my life. In the Orig Tridge, 3PO knows he can feel pain, so he flips out all the time.
The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
I'm standing here in pieces, and you're having delusions of grandeur. That hurts. Bend down, you focus.
Please don't deactivate me. Sir, the odds of surviving a direct assault on an Imperial star just...
Shut up! Even fears death.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. No, please don't get up.
So they build these droids and they give them personalities, emotions, the ability to feel pain, to fear their own death, and then they treat them like garbage. It's like they were made to suffer.
We seem to be made to suffer. It's our lot in life.
All based on the metal of their skin.
Okay, but we're still not saying why. I mean, why did people all of a sudden decide to hate and enslave droids?
Well, what happened in the prequels? The galaxy was almost torn apart by a huge robot army. The second most dangerous person in the galaxy is mostly droid.
He's more machine than man.
People just stopped trusting droids, even though you could easily program them to be more trustworthy.
Come to think of it, Vader should have done something about all of this. He knows how to build and program droids. He's pretty droid. These are his people. He should free them. His adopted, beeping people. Liberate the people! You should give a stirring, I have a dream of electric sheep speech.
Yeah, I mean, Vader was a slave when he was a child. He would be the perfect person to take on the cause and fix this galactic misstep.
I'm good at fixing things.
He does already treat humans like humans treat droids.
Yeah, it's like he hates the human part of himself, but he feels empathy for the robot and slave parts.
Then again, he did seem pretty content being subservient to a rich old white man that he called master.
Okay, so maybe growing up in slavehood has conditioned him to need that relationship? Like Uncle Tom for droids? Like Uncle Tron? I did my best.
Not very good.
Okay, so did we actually come up with, like, a point? Like, I feel like there's a lot of really good stuff right there, but I don't think we ever got to anything.
Maybe it's all subconscious. Maybe it's in there because George Lucas is afraid of technology.
Fear leads to anger.
Or
Yeah, a lot of these bend down to
Does
Lucas.
George Lucas hate technology?
Hate leads to suffering.
No, that's wrong.
No, deeper meaning. Just a guy whose most complex thought about stories is that blue equals good and red equals bad.
There you go again. Judging someone by the color of their lightsaber instead of the content of their midichlorians.
And I'm back out.
Maybe the next Star Wars sequels will be about the droids fighting for equality.
With a hack.
Your house deserves a glow up. Your house deserves LP Smart Side Siding. Siding with
And
curb
last
appeal
one,
that'll get you
I should just
compliments
add,
for years to come.
why Jedi are the
They
galaxy's
look so
biggest
good.
idiots.
That's smart.
We're on the move. Come on. That's our boat. We can't get there from here.
I don't see
Smith.
where it went wrong. It's one letter away from Jedi.
Judo is not one letter away from Jedi.
I'd argue with you, but that guy kicks my brain, now it's resting.
Okay, that guy was 13, and how many of those classes did you sign up for?
Sign up, it showed up in my Jedi costume.
It's not a costume, it's a gi.
Then why were they all dressed like Obi-Wan, minus the cape, which was brown, awful color. Pass the piece.
Right there.
Anyway, didn't do it for exercise. I did it because, I think I'd make a pretty good Jedi.
Aw, probably the concussion talking, but at least you're aiming high. Jedi are the best heroes.
No, Jedi are idiots. I am aiming correctly for my station in life.
Oh, no.
Jedi suck.
No. We are not doing this tonight. No.
Yeah. And if those yutzes can learn Force powers, I'm probably like 3 pajama fights away from being a Jedi. Who are shitty.
Okay, the Star Wars movies are racist. They are sexist. They are robot slaveryist. But I have got to keep liking Princess Leia. And, the guy Jedi's, I guess.
You ever notice how the Jedi can't seem to stick to one job?
Eastern? He's more machine than Dan now.
It's kind of the same thing.
They're spread super thin. They're knights, they're monks, they're diplomats, they're teachers, they're detectives, they're secret agents.
Pod race betters, fish monster wranglers, whatever the hell Ben ended up being for all those years.
These
after
are
the prequels.
great
Coot?
as well.
Jedi did pick a job. It's saving the galaxy.
With which skill set? Obi and Qui are jacks of all trades, but Jedi masters of none. I mean, look at the way they do detective stuff. Their investigative strategy usually revolves around let's just try and get captured. They don't know how to travel incognito or not blow their own cover. And if they do manage to apprehend a suspect, they disarm them literally.
Well, they probably don't learn all that cop stuff in Jedi school. I mean, they start training the Jedi when they're baby age, ideally. I mean, that's a lot of stuff for a magic baby to take in.
Why are we even training them as toddlers? It clearly doesn't work. Anakin and Luke are objectively the two most powerful Jedi of all time, and they both started when they were technically too old to train. Luke, hell, he was a teenager when he started, but after a few Yoda meals and X-Wing deadlifts, he was able to take on two Sith Lords himself, and Anakin killed a shitload of more trained Jedi.
Come on! The prequel Jedi just got sucker punched by a phantom and by a hidden evil. That doesn't mean that the Jedi aren't hero geniuses doing everything that they can.
They're doing every random thing they can. Think about Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, I tried, but I only ever see Brian Mills.
In episode 1, Qui-Gon was sent to settle a trade dispute. That was his mission. But instead, he ends up sneaking a fish monster into a palace, cheating on some pod races, stealing a kid because he's got high Thetan levels, and then leaving that kid's mom to die a slave. The Jedi Council's like, hey, would you go check on this trade negotiation, make sure everything's going smoothly? And he comes back like, surprise! I brought a kid you all hate. He's mine now. I'm gonna keep him. Also, as far as that trade stuff goes, there's only one.
Because bad movies have dumb stuff in them. Hence, bad movies. But in the good Star Wars...
Oh, yeah, in A New Hope, Obi-Wan leads Luke straight into a trash compactor after years of not teaching the kid anything. And Luke spends most of his time getting swallowed by random monsters.
And in the prequels and pre-sequels, Jedi constantly let their enemies escape from and sometimes even win fights.
Because they don't use guns.
Because they became Jedi to play with swords.
Well, they found a nerd rhythm.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
My lightsaber hilt would have one of those wrist things on it, so it wouldn't fall off from your wrist.
Like what some GoPros have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That way I wouldn't, even if I would be like, no,
it's right here.
Lanyard.
The lightsaber does not maketh the man. It is the sensitivity to the Force. I mean, the Force makes the Jedi telekinetic, mind readers, and really friendly ghosts.
Friendly, lazy ghosts. The Force ghosts show up like twice a movie, and they're clearly not interested in being helpful.
Yeah, and I should say, unless I'm mistaken, this was made only after
point of view,
or before Force Awakens.
Riddler,
and Force ghosts are clearly up to dick all. Otherwise, why would 3 of them RSVP yes to an Ewok party?
Well, it's a ghost job. There probably aren't enough Jedi for eternity shifts.
But there would be. If the Jedi would just nut up and do nut stuff.
It's a family movie. The sex happens off screen and on the internet.
No, it doesn't. Not for Jedi.
Why? What happened to the internet?
One step back for Soren. The Jedi Code proper says Jedi aren't allowed to have sex.
But the Jedi are powerful. Now, I refuse to live in a world where powerful people are discouraged from having sex with each other.
Well, good thing we don't live in that world then.
Damn
in
right.
this case, and only this case.
Because of some vague rules, the Jedi are all busy putting training into each other when they should be putting Padawans into each other. Midichlorians don't have to actually matter. Because in the original trilogy, it already showed that Force powers are congenital. There's a whole galaxy of beings out there. Yeah, so why aren't there a ton of Jedi? And how come every alien race can only produce one master top?
Action figures, special edition. No aquarium can hold a candle to Yariel.
It has to mean that the actual odds of producing a Jedi baby are very tiny. Yet, the one time a Jedi does get down and dirty and rough as sand, he goofs out a kid who's
Jedi, like my father before me.
And his twin sister, the forciest girl in the Star Wars universe.
My sister has
Anakin's balls go 2 for 2. So just imagine how many younglings a Council of Force boning could pump out if they would just take one for the galaxy and take one.
Okay, if the Jedi really suck, how about we imagine what it would be like without them? Huh? Imagine a Lucas universe where they had to build an entire society without using Force powers, and I think that you
We
realize...
don't even have to imagine it.
Okay, but like, can you maybe just like try, because like imagination is fun?
The Empire is a society with no Jedi backbone except for two busted up old Sith, and it works.
Don't try to frighten us with your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader.
That's why the British Nazis think the Jedi are a joke, and, they make a good point. Darth Vader's ancient religion doesn't help them find the Death Star plans or the rebels, even though he's got ample terror time with Princess Leia.
But I do hope everyone enjoys.
He realizes has Force powers or is his only daughter. I mean, what other secrets were in her brain to learn?
Just when you thought we'd done it
Of
all,
course I get
Olive
mad.
Garden now delivers. Only at olivegarden.com.
So I guess I'll talk over the ads. Hope everyone's enjoying the content. Seems like it's a lot more videos are getting into at least the 100 views, and we're back.
Secrets were in her brain to learn. Average stormtrooper heights.
Too short for a stormtrooper.
Plus, the Sith let both Death Stars blow up. The first time because Vader fails to shoot people from behind, and the second time when their shields are down and they're losing the Star War. But those nerfers,
Scruffy nerf hers.
scruffy nerfers are off mind-gaming Luke and wasting time.
Plus, in the prequels, there's slavery on Tatooine with Anakin and his mother, at least. And then, some point between the end of the prequels and the start of the Original Trilogy, it looks like the Empire has abolished slavery on Tatooine. Empire makes work.
It seems like the Empire's only real mandates are no slavery and no more Jedi. You cannot everything up. And look how many jobs are created under the Empire's reign.
And let's not forget that the Empire is so great and functional that Luke initially wants to work for them.
Seriously. Do I have to wait? Yeah, needed to shut the door. They literally deafened me. For some reason, a random wood chipper. Literally out front.
Oh, up there.
No, literally out front in front of the porch.
Why is the wood chipper?
I have no idea why there's a wood chipper.
I don't have any out there.
Someone does. They're putting wood.
Across the street they did.
So there must still be wood across the street. They just left.
Well, that's what I was asking. I wasn't making. I just was calling asking you what it was. That's all.
Yep. Yeah, they just left now.
I
So
didn't know what it was, so I wanted to. That's why I was yelling just to see what it was.
yep. Now I go back out to the porch. So
They
they're
do
gone.
that. They do chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Ugh. Sorry about that. Random wood chipper. I went back a few seconds to before the wood chipper started. So, back to it. And this is the last one of the tree.
Darth Vader's ancient religion doesn't help them find the Death Star plans or the rebels, even though he's got ample terror time with Princess Leia.
Whom he never realizes has Force powers or is his only daughter. I mean, what other secrets were in her brain to learn? Average stormtrooper heights.
Too short for a stormtrooper.
Plus, the Sith let both Death Stars blow up. The first time because Vader fails to shoot people from behind, and the second time when their shields are down and they're losing the Star War. But those nerfers,
Scruffy nerf hers.
scruffy nerfers are off mind-gaming Luke and wasting time.
Plus, in the prequels, there's slavery on Tatooine with Anakin and his mother, at least. And then, some point between the end of the prequels and the start of the Original Trilogy, it looks like the Empire has abolished slavery on Tatooine. Empire makes work.
It seems like the Empire's only real mandates are no slavery and no more Jedi, because they can't not everything up. And look how many jobs are created under the Empire's reign.
And let's not forget that the Empire is so great and functional that Luke initially wants to work for them.
I want to transmit my application to the Academy this year.
The only downfall of the entire Empire is the hubris of the 2 Sith that work for it. And Sith are basically just rebellious Jedi.
The Sith and the Jedi are idiots. They're just 2 sides of the same force-balancing, dumbass coin.
Well, that does fulfill the prophecy. The most technical, riddles or garbage way possible.
Stories are the riddles that bring us together.
Oh, I thought that was sweet and poetic.
The riddles? They lead to thought puzzles.
I mean, maybe.
And thought puzzles lead to math. And math to the dark side leads.
Hospital.
Beetlejuice!
Oh, never mind. He's fine.
Yeah, that's new topic?
Standard.
You want a new
Yeah.
topic?
Candyman!
The bees?
Shazam!
Let's slow down. Slow
To
your roll.
me, my board!
Take me to
You're
the
right.
hospital.
Yeah, let's go. Hey,
Okay.
we're Dan and Soren from
There's
Friends.
the
Thanks
end.
for watching After Hours.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy this episode of...
Thanks, everyone, and sorry for that bit of a disruption near the middle. Goodbye, and happy May the 4th.